1930s, 1940s Germany. We've all heard of it. We've all heard the stories. We all studied it in history. We all know the mass genocide that happened there with the Jewish people. But there's a lot of things that we don't know and a lot of parallels we can make to our current administration on how we are currently leading down that path that the Nazis went down. There are a lot of examples. I'm going to go over the parallels with the mass deportations, other parallels such as other mass deportations that aren't as widely talked about, as well as what we're currently seeing in the Trump administration and how it's dangerous. Throughout this, I want you to consider your values and your thoughts and put politics aside and look at your morals. What's happening in the United States currently is not moral and is difficult to swallow when you really look at the bigger picture. I encourage everyone to use their critical thinking skills and to call your representatives and do anything you can to stop this from happening so we do not go down that gruesome path. To continue on, in 1930s, 1940s Germany, Hitler started deporting Jews. It was a mass deportation. They were sent to ghettos and then eventually to the concentration camps such as Auschwitz in Poland. In these concentration camps, they were then killed, whether it be hard labor, starvation, or the gas chambers. They were killed in this mass genocide. We're able to pull from this and compare it to what's currently happening in the United States. The Trump administration currently enacted the Alien Enemies Act. The Alien Enemies Act allows the Trump administration to deport these undocumented migrants without any due process, which is very dangerous, as we are hearing that they are committing these violent crimes, yet we are seeing no proof and there is no trial. So there is no way to know for sure if these actually happen unless there's a prior court case. A lot of what they're using is inference, such as tattoos, or stories, or just guesses. This is according to CNN. This is a big problem. The mass deportations in Germany led to the concentration camps, which then killed the Jews. The United States is currently sending their violent criminals, violent people, violent gang members that they suspect, well, they're undocumented migrants, but they're sending them to the Sacat prison in El Salvador. That's one of the prisons that they're sending them to. This prison is known to be one of the worst prisons, with torture, nobody getting out, crowded conditions, very inhumane. These inhumane conditions are a cause for alarm, as it always starts with inhumane conditions. But not only that, with all these people going into these prisons, how are they making more room for others? It's easy to make the inference, although there is no proof, that this prison is currently killing its prisoners. There's no proof for this, but with the inference, it can be assumed. If nobody's getting out, and they keep sending more and more criminals there, they're most likely killing them. That's inhumane and draws the parallel to the concentration camps from Nazi Germany. This alliance between Trump and Bukele, the El Salvadorian prison, is alarming, and you should be worried. A lot of these undocumented migrants are being accused because of a tattoo, a normal tattoo. That's all it takes to be considered a violent gang member, to be associated with a gang. You could be sent there. There are currently tons and tons of stories about different people, their family members speaking out, saying that their son, their brother, their husband, their uncle has never committed a violent crime, nor in their home country or in the United States, and is not associated with any gangs. The Trump administration has even admitted to Kilmar Abrego Garcia being sent there after having protections, after being illegally protected by the United States to not get deported, has been sent there, and they admitted that it was a mistake. The United States Supreme Court ruled that the United States had to get him out of there. But the Trump administration, after first saying that they would do what the Supreme Court said, is now refusing to, saying that it is a matter of El Salvador, and it has to be their decision. With Bukele saying that why would he ever let a terrorist into the United States? Again, there is no hard evidence proof that Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a violent criminal. In no way should he have ever been sent there, and he needs to come back. While, yes, He is a resident of El Salvador. He was under protection to the United States to not get sent there, and it is the United States' job to bring him back and give him his due process. There have been inferences that he has been part of a gang, but after being here since 2009 at age 15 to live with his brother and currently trying to get his citizenship, it can be assumed that that is probably not the case, although nothing is real until there is proof, and there is no proof of him being in a gang. So he was sent there unjustly, and the Trump administration is refusing to get him out. This is according to CNN, Fox News, CBS, and basically every single news organization you can think of. Continuing on, the Trump administration doesn't plan to stop there, and neither did Hitler with the Jews. The Trump administration has now said that they want to send homegrown criminals to these prisons in El Salvador. He wants to build more prison space to be able to send them there. While this might surprise you, it shouldn't, because he's been constantly denying the Constitution, such as when he went against the Supreme Court, creating a constitutional crisis. Now, drawing the parallel to Germany, Hitler started off with the Jews, but it eventually continued on. He sent the gay people there. He sent people that didn't align with his religion there, who were not considered the Aryan race. He sent politicians there who he feared would be a threat to him. He sent a lot of innocent people to these concentration camps, and they died. The Trump administration has also been going after immigration lawyers. According to CNN, he went after one and tried to deport her. This should be a cause for alarm. It should be a cause for alarm that he wants to send homegrown citizens there without due process. This is the desensitization to make you think that this is okay. The Trump administration is dangerous. Again, it started with Nazi Germany, and it started with just the Jews, but then eventually it led to the mass deportation of gay people, people of different religions, as well as politicians. We are able to see that this is what is going to happen in the United States unless we put a stop to it. This is a big cause for concern. Again, I want to emphasize the point that currently we're seeing a lot of prisoners get sent to Sakat, which is already overcrowded, yet nobody is getting out. So I want you to draw the inference of what you think is happening. While this cannot be proven, it can 100% be believed, and it should 100% be feared. Trump is going against the Constitution. He wants to get anyone who does not align with him out of the United States. He wants to get violent criminals, which is just an excuse to get innocent U.S. citizens out of here. We can already see that he's trying to deport people who are working towards getting citizenship here and have good visas or permanent residence, such as green cards. We saw a Columbia University student who is going to get deported because he aligned with the Palestinians in the Palestinian protest. That did not align with Trump's views, therefore, they are going to try and deport him after he has had a green card because he has ties to Hamas. This is a cause for concern, and everyone should be worried. The United States is turning into 1930s, 1940s Germany. From the start of the Jews, which we were able to compare, which was with Germany, to the undocumented migrants, drawing that contrast, to now Trump saying that he wants to send homegrown citizens and going after people with permanent residence and people who do not align with him. It's only a matter of time until we see him going after people who have different sexualities, people who do not align with cisgender. We will see him going after them as well. I urge everyone to call your representatives and stand up for what is right. At this point, it's not about politics. It's about what's right and what is moral. And I urge everyone to think with your hearts and think with your morality rather than following someone blindly. Because what's happening in America right now is that a lot of people are following our current administration, specifically Donald Trump, blindly without looking at the facts. And that is exactly what happened in 1930s, 1940s Germany. The German people most of them, followed Hitler blindly, and those who stood up were sent to the concentration camps. Now, the homegrown citizens, that comment can be seen on, again, CBS, CNN, Fox News. It's been all over. I just realized I forgot to cite that source. Anywho, RP, I urge everyone to contact your representatives and stand up for what's right. Put politics aside and start thinking with your morality. Thank you.